was trying to work out how am I going to make sure that I give them the same information as a summative portfolio piece. So what I started to do, I used mail merge in Microsoft, but I've decided I love Google, and Google has a similar feature like Brian was talking about Flubberoo. The same script gallery person has created another script called Autocrat, which is Auto, A-U-T-O, and then C-R-A-T, and I'm going to talk about Autocrat today. So in my aquatics unit, I created a spreadsheet of the skills that I was assessing my kids on. So this is an example here. I've got all of the different skills across the top and the kids' names down the side here, and I've just entered my data the way I wanted to. I'm the curriculum person for grade 7 PE this year, and there are 3 of us teaching this year. So what I did was I shared this with my team, and you can see on the bottom the different classes. So this is my other grade 7 class, it's the same, and my colleague has his class. So we're all working off the same format, okay? So what I did then was I took all of our spreadsheets and I put them into one spreadsheet so that all of that data now exists, all of grade 7. And I have it all here, okay? There's a lot of data. This is a pretty big one that we did for aquatics. I've got all of whether the kids did the skill or not, I've got a comment for them, and I've got their grades, okay? So now what I want to do is I want to be able to create a document so that every student is getting a same portion of a document, the template part, but they're getting their own individual grades. So now I'm going to create a template for my class. So here's my template. This is what every kid is going to have at the end. But you can see at the top here it says first name, family name in these little I don't know what
bracket
you call them.
kind of things.
Arrows, brackets. Autocrat reads the bracketed part as a different field. So for example, when it gets to first name, family name, that's the name of the header of my columns in my spreadsheet, and it now knows that it wants me to pull individual information into that area. So it's doing a mail merge, okay? So I've created my template. I talk about the introduction, area of interactions for an MIP school. Here is how we were assessed for this unit. And now I've got my rubrics so that the kids can remember how they were assessed. And then at the bottom I've got this assessment table. So what I've done is, in the brackets I've got the heading of each column from the aquatics assessment. And as I said, this is a huge assessment. Normally some of mine are pretty big, but some of them, they're not always as big. And that's going to pull individual data for the kids into there. Are they doing it or not? So suddenly they've got all these skill checklists that they'll be able to refer to, and I videoed them so they can watch the video and then they can check themselves as well. That's part of their self-assessment as well. And here's the comments as well, so I can pull comments in, okay? So then when I'm in my spreadsheet, I go to the script gallery and I install Autocrat. I have to install Autocrat to every spreadsheet that I want to use as a mail merge, okay? And when I do that, it comes up on my spreadsheet. I'll know that it's been installed because in the header it will say Autocrat along the menu options, and it comes up on the side here in the last column of my document. Now I have this new document merge that Autocrat automatically installs.
Is it an app or what is it, Mel? Autocrat, is it a program or an app?
It's a script. It's a script gallery that you have to add from Google.
Okay.
Yeah,
and it's free then? It's Google.
Free.
That's wonderful.
It just integrates into Google.
Thank you.
So what happens next is there are 6 steps to Autocrat. It asks me which template do you want to use, and it has to be located in Google in the same folder that you're using. It says to you, well, these are the fields that I have. Does it match with your column headings? And you just have to make sure everything is exact. So you need to make sure that your column headings match your template headings, otherwise they won't read each other. You need to make sure that you don't use certain scripts, like you can't put in hashtags or brackets. You need to just use letters or numbers. So you need to really think about how you're going to set up your spreadsheet.
Inside of those triangle brackets.
So the brackets in my template have to match my spreadsheet headings for it to work. So then what I do is I have the option to name all of my mail merge the same. So I get the choice of how I want to enter the title of my documents. Okay, and then so this is an example here. This is what I called them. I called them Phys Ed 07 Aquatics grades with the kids' names. The program does that for you. You don't have to do the names. And when they come out, I can choose them as a Google document or as a PDF. I've chosen PDF so that the kids can't change them. And then here is an example. The kid's name is there, his homeroom is there, the teachers are there. When I go to the bottom, all of his grades are now entered. Just automatically syncs all of my grading information into this template, and when it's done finishing my 100 kids, I download them onto my desktop and I just drag and drop them into my student portfolios that I have on my school server. And then every kid has one. They're all the same. Every teacher in my teaching group has had access to these documents. They've had to put in that information, and then me as the leader of that grade has finished them and sent them off. And it's done. I would say for your first one, start small. Start with only a couple of fields, because you can spend half an hour going, why is this not working? It's because you've misnamed something and you suddenly realize you put a P instead of a B. So try something small first, and then as it works for you,